This is the Miller philosopher. Some themes of Tolkien's writings are stronger than others, and more present as well. I mentioned before in a previous video how one of them was this idea of brotherhood and how it was a transcendent state of connection that went beyond just duty and obligation. Another powerful theme, though, that might be connected to that would be that of loyalty. And it is often spoken of in high regard when invoked in the context of authority or devotion to that authority. Betrayal, on the other hand, was a disgrace, and I would say on a level of real-life honor and shame concepts that we see in the Far East, and how that can fall on even your ancestors and descendants. In Tolkien's universe, it has that much weight. But what happens if remaining loyal to that higher authority goes against your moral code, or involves you doing something that would be considered immoral? What would you do when to maintain a loyalty that you swore a no to means to allow that immoral action to happen, or worse, have to participate in said act yourself? I think two characters that best exemplify this dichotomy in Middle-earth are Huan, the Hound of the Valar and the ally of Barron and Luthien during the First Age, and Beregrond, man-at-arms of the Guard of the Citadel of Minas Tirith during the Third Age in the War of the Ring. For context, Huan was a spirit/hound who originally ran with Orome during his hunts across Middle-earth in ancient times, but was given to Celebrum, a son of Fëanor and Neirdinel, because Celebrum had also often followed after the Valar as well. I think a lot of depictions of him as a faithful hound, though, do not do the character justice, as he was much more than just a loyal dog following his master, which is how he's often portrayed in artists' interpretations. No disrespect to them, though. Huan was fully sentient, and besides being one of the most powerful and feared creatures in Valinor and Middle-earth, was also capable of speech, to a degree, and as equally as observant and intelligent as any child of a Yuvatar. He wasn't just a mere dog. All that to say that he also had a reputation for being among the most loyal in Valinor, and proved this when he went into exile with Celebrum during the ancient Noldor migration from Valinor back to Middle-earth, and that he chose this, despite knowing that it was a bad idea and what had happened at Aqualande. In fact, if I dare ask, one wonders if he actually participated in that battle with Celebrum. Regardless, he continued serving the Elf Lord through good and bad until their fallout over Barron and Luthien, which happens after having been disgraced by the Noldor kindred in Nargothrond because of their manipulation of the people and treachery towards Finrod and his company, Barron and Luthien. Again, that sin of betrayal. In fact, if I had to guess based on a baseline, I would say that Huan deduced that any righteous cause that may have excused the Sons of Fëanor's actions in the past disappeared with Celebrum and Curufin over Nargothrond, as well as their kidnapping and later attempted murder of Luthien. Strange as it may be, I think maybe Huan maybe felt that Alcalande was born out of a desperate situation whereby the Noldor were in pursuit for revenge and justice, and the Teleri, regrettably, got caught up in it, and in Fëanor's ever-consuming madness. But, whether that's true or not, Nargothrond and Luthien had just been pure spite and ambition. You could almost argue that not even Fëanor fell that far, even at its most despicable. Beregrond, on the other hand, had no noticeable lineage as the Hound of Valinor did, but had just been a loyal servant of the people of Minas Tirith, and the oath that he swore as a guard of the Citadel at said location during the War of the Ring. He gets recognized as much as being more aware of the overall situation now regarding the war, despite having never left the realm of Gondor, as well as of himself and his own loyalties. He therefore ends up betraying this oath when Denethor was about to light up himself and his son Faramir, who was barely alive at the time. Beregrond leaves his post, an act which apparently got you the death sentence. What the hell? And then compounds upon it by killing 3 other fellow guards who had been faithful to the oath to the steward, even though that meant killing Faramir. Beregrond was faithful to Faramir and looked up to him as the ideal man of Gondor, I suppose, the paradigm. And allowing this paradigm of Gondorian virtues to be killed out of desperation or some misplaced loyalty was a red line for him. When Aragorn was later crowned king, he then passes judgment on Beregrond by not killing him. Again, what the hell? Whatever. And banning him from Minas Tirith for abandoning his post. Yeah, don't even start. But promotes him to the captain of Faramir's guard in Ithilien. In both characters' cases, we have situations where their oath had required them to do something amoral, and in Huan's case, may have actually gone through with it multiple times before he actually stopped, and that both characters follow the moral code eventually over their said oath. Now, here's the question. Why are these characters' actions, betrayals, regarded as virtuous, while others who betrayed because of their own moral code, like, yes, I would say Morgoth, the Balrogs, and Sauron, but also I would include Maeglin, Uldor the Accursed of the Easterlings, and in contrast to him, though for, again, virtuous reasons, the Sons of Beor, also of the Easterlings, and Numenor, the Second Age, and the dead men of Dunhoro during the Second and Third Age. How come these groups, for the most part, are regarded all with contempt that normally accompanies the breaking of said oath? But, for whatever reason, Beregrond, Huan, and I guess I would have to include the Sons of Bor in this as well, seem to be acquitted, as it were. It seems clear that there's more nuance to this aspect and theme of loyalty and oath than just to basically make or break it. All characters I mentioned here betrayed it, an oath of some sort, due to their own moral convictions. As I said before, some obviously not as likable as others, but it was still their own code. To say to one that you pass and to the other that you do not walks the line of hypocrisy. Right now, I would have to guess that the red line of loyalty and betrayal is the intention towards others when it comes to Middle-earth themes. And it's something that is not made explicitly clear, as far as I could tell anyway, in any of the writings, but rather is shown. Malicious intention invites a curse upon you. Even keeping loyalty while committing acts of maliciousness doesn't guarantee that pass. Ask Maedhros and Magor about that one. But righteous actions towards others gets you the get out of jail free card. I don't know. It's a very slick and gray area that Middle-earth tends to leave very open to interpretation and action, and gives no clear definition that many people tend to assign tokens of morality to. It might be a situation where it's pretty much a case-by-case basis, that any claim that it's a running theme that is a definite kind of draconian overall judgment one way or the other isn't quite true, or perhaps is a bias of the person telling the tale. But regardless, what do you guys think? Do you think this aspect of loyalty and betrayal is balanced in Middle-earth? Do you think that there was a specific reason why Huan and Beregrond were excused for their acts? And do you think that they should not have been excused, perhaps? Let me know in the comments below, but otherwise, this is the Middle-earth Philosopher, and you guys have a good day.